girls and boys, welcome to the Spotless Stadium tonight. And I know you're going to enjoy radio. I'd just like to welcome also Councillor Rob Vickery down here too, a past president of the Royal Agricultural Society. He looks after the radio and all the wonderful stewards. But, folks, it's time for radio. So how about putting your hands together and giving the voice of radio here in Australia, Mr. Glenn Morgan, a big warm welcome tonight.
Well, good evening, Sydney, and welcome to the 5th round of the State of Origin Rodeo Series between arch rivals New South Wales and Queensland. Well, as the show starts to wind down, the rain settles in as predicted, and of course tonight it's going to add another dimension to the competition. And for everybody that's here this evening, it'll be action-packed, I can assure you. The conditions, probably not ideal for the riders, but I can assure you the horses and bulls will give it their utmost. Well, folks, we have 4 events on the categories tonight: steer wrestling, saddle bronc riding, bareback riding, and the most dangerous sport in the world, the sport of bull riding competition. Last night, round 4, there was not one ride amongst the 2 teams of bull riding competitors. They will look to the bull riders to secure the match, as it came down to only 2 points separating both states last night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show underway and welcome into the arena for the second last time in 2016, the Cowboys from north of the border, from the Sunshine State of Queensland, led out by their team captain, Chris Williams. Well, these guys will be trying everything in their powers here tonight. They come with a strong team. Bulldogging, steer wrestling have been the tough men of the competition. But the New South Wales boys have stand tall and they've walked proud throughout the first 4 nights of this series. Welcome them to your home ground here in Sydney, the New South Wales Cowboys for regional New South Wales and the Western Districts. Robert Bandy's team captain. And of course, they will look to dominate the competition from our very first event, the bareback bronc riding competition. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Spotless Arena, prior to the commencement of each of our major rodeo competitions, we take the time and the opportunity to recognise a song that makes each and every one of our rodeo competitors feel very, very proud to live in this lucky country of Australia. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you please be all upstanding this afternoon, and gentlemen, to remove your hats. And I'd like to call on Jake Williamson from the Australian Institute of Music to sing our very own Australian National Anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is goodbye sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, our beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Hey, let's give him a big round of applause and a very special thanks to Jake here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for showtime in Sydney. Well, we're going to start with the first event on our program with the pickup riders, the Kelly boys. What a week they've had. Peter and David Kelly from the Horton Valley of New South Wales, our unsung heroes in the rodeo competition. Well, in the bareback bronc riding, competitors ride with a suitcase-type handle. New South Wales will start with Andrew Clifford. This guy's a mechanical engineer, and boy, he's born to do it tough. New South Wales cowboy. Hey, looks to weather the storm. Stay up for that 8-second siren. Well, it's all right, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Sydney. From Parkville in the Hunter Valley of New South Wales. Man, that horse and the Gary McPhee Rodeo Company was strong. He was intimidating. And man, he was there when that 8-second siren sounded. Judges of our competition here tonight, Mark Palmer, and with him tonight, Mr. David Hallam. Scores come through. 74 points for New South Wales, 74. Well, in this event, the two judges we mentioned score each rider independently. 1 to 25 points allocated by each official for the horse's performance, taking into consideration the degree of difficulty, the power, the strength. Further 1 to 25 points from each of the officials is allocated to contestants' riding style, his balance, coordination, and his ability to have that long, fluent, spurring action. Now tonight, 74 points, Andrew Clifford has had a very competitive week so far in the series. He was second in round 3 with 72 points. And these horses in this round here tonight under these conditions will really, as the competitors start to get a little sore and tender, tonight will be a great viewing. 74 points, Andrew Clifford. Now, the way in which our interstate teams rodeo actually works, it's now up to the opposing team member to outscore the New South Wales rider. Quite simple to follow, but if you're a bareback rider, it is very, very physically demanding. Our next competitor is from Proserpine, 24 years of age, far north Queensland, Owen Lee. Well, he was second in round 4 with a 74-point score. Cheyenne Brave, one of the toughest bareback horses in Australia. Let's see if I'm right with this one. Big, strong, black, but this kid comes here with a big reputation, the North Queensland Circuit champion. Hey, Sydney, put your hands together for him. Proserpine, North Queensland. Siren sounds, they say he's up. Oh, and the pickup riders, ladies and gentlemen, all accolades tonight to the Kelly brothers. David and Peter Kelly saved what could have been a nasty situation. Worked in with good control. We'll get the numbers through. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Queenslanders have bounced back with the best way they know how. 77 points for the Proserpine Circuit champion. Owen Lee saved his best ride of the week for round number 5. 75 points takes him a 2-point matchup in our series of bareback riding. Hey, let's go to New South Wales, Mitch Tidyman. He was third in the round last night with a 73-point score. He was the 2015 Southern Zone New South Wales champion. And courtesy of our camera crew, you get to see firsthand what they hang on to. The suitcase-type handle from Cobar, Northern New South Wales, Mitch Tidyman. Well, as that siren sounds, this young man, one of our youngest bareback riders on the circuit this season, he will look to the pickup riders, the experienced men in the competition. David Kelly at the forefront, brother Peter to follow up at the hind. And safely back to the arena surface. We'll check the numbers from our officials. for Mitch Tidyman. Well, a 69-point score. 69 as the numbers come through. Mitch Tidyman, 69 points. A very, very solid performance. Well, and we'll turn our attention back to Queensland. Here's a young man, 20 years of age, the youngest of the Queensland bareback riders, from the Rose City of Warwick. Of course, the home of the biggest professional rodeo in Australia, the Warwick Rodeo competition. Jake Andrews. Savas, the name of the horse that he's drawn here tonight. And Jake will lay back that flamboyant spurring action, and boy, he makes it look good, the cowboy from Queensland. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, likeable young man, solid throughout the series. His first time representing Queensland this season. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what entertainment we've got for you here on this wet, cold winter's day, and the scores are coming through. 66 points for the Queenslanders, 66. So in that particular matchup, you will see 2 points allocated to the New South Wales competitors, 1 point to Queensland. Now, should a rider not qualify, they will not receive team points. Well, here's a young man from Emerald Hill outside of Gunnedah. He is the guy that won the round last night, Ben Lees. Qualified 75 points in last night's series. He's a diesel fitter by trade. He won the first round of our competition with a 72-point score. Formerly from down in Raymond Terrace in the Hunter Valley, he and his partner and their young family moved due to work commitments to the Central West in that mining town of Gunnedah. And he currently has already won the Australian Rookie of the Year, the All-Round Championship Award in saddle, bronc and bareback riding. 2 years ago, he was the Mareeba North Queensland All-Round Champion. Had a great win of competition up there throughout that series. Ben Lees now will be the third of our New South Wales riders, hoping to follow on last night's winning formula. Scotty K, nice little grey horse, will circle back to the right. Let's see if I'm on track here tonight, folks. I'm going to put my money on the line. This horse will jump and kick about 4 out, circle back nice and tight around to the right. Here's a horse that's been to many of the biggest events in Australia. Benny Lees will look to capitalise. Circle right up onto that bareback riding rigging. Give the nod, the all clear, and it's Scotty K. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go, around to the right. He's coming around as we predicted. Circling back, and they're home in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen what rodeo competitors do with their bodies in this sport. Man, really cut loose. Looked a nice, stylish ride. His timing was good. His free arm's nice and square off his shoulder. Looking to maximise. Just gets tipped on the siren, and watch the dismount. Bang! Right on the broad of his back. Well, the numbers come through, Mr. Consistent. 76 points. 76 here tonight for New South Wales. Ben Lee, 76. Well, that's going to put a task. He's number 2 in the individual competition, but sets a nice platform for the Queensland competitor to chase down. Well, representing Queensland is from Bowen this time in the far northern reaches. This will be Travis Heeb. Lives and works on the Exmoor Station. He won the first round of our interstate series with a score of 73 points. He was the highest score in round number 3 with 77. And tonight he takes on the Dark Shadows. Hey, look at the Queensland State Champion bouncing back once again. High riding, great riding in the bareback bronc riding competition. Well, he has had a big series already, won 2 rounds of the competition. Hey, Sydney, let's welcome him back to the Sydney Royal Easter Show from Bowen, Queensland, Travis Heeb. Well, the scores are 74 points, Travis, 74. That will be 1 point in the matchup because Ben Lees was 76. He will take up the 2 valuable team points. 1 point for the Queensland competitors. In a close matchup, of the Bareback bronc riding competition. And as our night unfolds here in day number 5 of competition, we look to the big spotless scoreboard. New South Wales 5, Queensland 4. Well, you can't deny the bareback riders for Queensland certainly contributed here tonight with scores of 74 and 77 points. We now go to the big men event of rodeo competition, steer wrestling. Well, I think you'll like this, ladies and gentlemen, because the two competitors compete in a tandem event. New South Wales, Blake Hallam from the country music capital of Tamworth. He was the fastest time last night of 5.7 seconds. He takes on from Jim Bueller, north of Mareeba, Joel Hilditch. Joel's had a successful show. His fastest time was a 5.4 in round 3. Two competitors compete together, New South Wales, Queensland. They get down, Lake and race that steer. And it's going to be 2 points to New South Wales, 1 to Queensland. Well, the New South Wales big men have been competitive throughout the first 4 nights of steer wrestling. Something that helps the New South Wales side. They have got in their team the 2012, 2014 and 2015 Australian champions. What a matchup of steer wrestlers. You wouldn't believe that all 3 are fit, they're all viable, and certainly have applied their technique to this competition. And it's been the steer wrestling that we see 2 sections and 2 heats each night, and they have really been dominant. Well, as our next competitors change horses, get ready for the second matchup, we look to New South Wales team from Walgett out in the western plains of Australia. Glenn Shea from the Fairfield Station, Walgett. Glenn was our 2012 Australian steer wrestling champion, and he takes on Lockie O'Neill from Caboolture. Lockie was the 2012-2013 Queensland steer wrestling champion. Lockie's best run here this week was a 5-5 in round number 2 of the competition. Gates are back, they get out, hard running stairs. Lockie O'Neill moves in, Queensland in a good shot. Oh, Queensland pick up 2 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Lockie O'Neill, the big boy from Caboolture, enjoying the hospitality here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. And that is a very, very valuable 2 points in our series here tonight. You can see the importance of a qualified run each and every time competitors compete as we get ready to go with our third matchup in the steer wrestling here in this round of the competition. We look down the list of competitors representing New South Wales. Is our 2014 Australian steer wrestling champion, Heath Nichols. He was recently crowned the 2015 Australian all-round champion. Has had a very successful show this year in Sydney. He has times, to his credit, of 4.6, 5.6, 6.1 and 6.3. And he takes on Riley Gibb from Charters Towers. Now, Riley's only 20 years of age. He was second with a 5.6 in round number 3. 6.1, third in the next round of our competition. Riley Gibb. Last night, he was also third in the competition of the individual with a 6.3 seconds. Riley works as a fencing contractor in Charters Towers, North Queensland. Heath, our New South Wales rider, one of the livestock agents. Well, they get down. Oh, man! What about the Queenslanders? Well, we've got the Queensland competitors a little bit of spirit. Hey, just catch up with Riley for a minute. Hey, Riley. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got with me here one of the very, very talented North Queensland champions. Hey, Riley Gibb, your dad captained Queensland, I think, for 12 consecutive years. And in that period, Queensland won about 8 of these series here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. And now you've got to follow on with the Gibb tradition.
Yeah, we haven't had as much luck this year, but we're coming good towards the end here now, so we'll try and keep it going.
Well, I tell you what, I know Dad back in Charters Towns will be watching. He'll be very, very proud tonight. Quickest run of the night, ladies and gentlemen. 5.8 seconds so far. Put your hands together for the 20-year-old, the baby-faced assassin from Charters Towers, Queensland. Riley Gibb puts Queensland. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the smallest crowd here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. The scores at this stage: New South Wales 8, Queensland 9 in round number 5 of our competition. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the next round of our competition here tonight, you may be our smallest crowd at the Rodeo Series, but you're going to need to make more noise than any night before, because we're going to rely on home crowd advantage. You're going to need to clap, scream, and encourage the New South Wales Blues if they are to get back in this competition. Well, there's no better way to do it, ladies and gentlemen, with the current Australian saddle bronc riding champion. Hey, the contestant we welcome back to the arena is Robert Bandy. Robert's one of 4 brothers that started their rodeo career many years ago in Barellan. He's 31 years of age. He's a station manager at the Warra Creek Station, south of Corindi. And the horse that he's drawn, I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the rankest and greatest bucking horses I've ever had the pleasure to watch. This is a horse called Cheyenne Top Girl. Last season, the highest score in this arena was ever set of 89 points. Tonight, Robert Bandy, team captain, with our team trailing by 1 point, needs to match that effort. Every single person here in the Spotless Arena have got to clear him on. It's Cheyenne Top Girl, the Australian champion. Come on, Sydney, let's cheer him on. Well, there it is, folks. He hits the siren, and boy, he leads by example in the saddle bronc riding competition. Robert Bandy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your chance to put your hands together for him. Well, Robert Bandy really has pressured the cooker this time round. Ladies and gentlemen, the numbers come through for Team New South Wales. 85 championship points. Well, this is what New South Wales needed. Some leadership at the top, and it's come from their team captain, Robert Bandy. Well, you talk about team captains, match it up. Let's get set to go with Chris Williams. Now, he's from a little town called Texas on the New South Wales-Queensland border. Last year, lived in the United States of America. Hey, you love this little horse, Still a Secret. Well, I can tell you he's not a secret. He's one as good as they come. Chris Williams. Buck down, and that's the Gary McPhee bucking horse that time, Still a Secret. And man, oh man, too good for the competition cowboy, Chrissy Williams. Well, what that does, ladies and gentlemen, it's an automatic 2 points for New South Wales. Hey, look at the scoreboard. Queensland 9, New South Wales 10. Well, as we come down to the next contestant, we turn our attention to New South Wales. From Currabubula, south of Tamworth, this is Danny Swadling. Danny placed second last night in the round with a score of 74 points to his credit. He was third in round number 2 and second in round number 3. Big grey horse called Cajun Man. Bobs his head a little. He'll go as straight as an arrow generally. Give the cowboy lots of opportunity. Danny Swadling looking to be straight and even throughout that 8-second siren sound. Well, it's New South Wales saddle bronc riders that are bouncing back, Sydney. It may be Tuesday night in Sydney, but boy, haven't they answered the critics. Let's hear it for him, folks. Danny Swadling from Currabubula, New South Wales. Danny works as a saddler in the country music capital of Tamworth. And the numbers come through. 79 points, Danny. 79 points. Well, that's going to be good for New South Wales. 7-9. Well, the New South Wales competitors look like they trailed after the steer wrestling competition. Looked like things were going to be turned against them. But it's now all eyes focusing back on Queensland. As we go with our 2013 Central Queensland State Champion. One of two brothers, born into a rodeo family. His dad, Rick Seeds, competed throughout the 70s and 80s. The Seeds boys are now based in Barcaldine in the central west of Queensland. He will move down into that saddle, and the horse that he's drawn, it's Pretty Woman. I think you already understand he needs to be 79 points to take the 2 points for his team. 79 points or better. Now the horse that he's drawn, Pretty Woman, bucked off one of the New South Wales riders last night. Now it's his turn for the Queensland boys to get him back in this competition. It's going to be a big effort. Nice little chestnut horse, really does turn his attention to the Barcaldine Cowboy. Well, they're going down left, right and centre, the Queensland competitors. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little disappointing for Wade Seeds from Barcaldine. Well, I tell you what, there's a little bit of change of the infrastructure, but all still good. Wade Seeds, a no score for his team, so it's another 2 points picked up. Valuable 2 points in the competition here tonight by the New South Wales contestant, Danny Swandling. And don't forget, tomorrow night at 6:30, ladies and gentlemen, at 6:30 tomorrow evening, we will see the 6th and final round of our State of Origin Rodeo Series. Well, let's get set to go with our next of the New South Wales riders. Hey, here's the boy from Wilcannia, contract musterer. 33 years of age, this is Brock Harris. Well, Brock's best ride came in the 3rd round. He won that round of the series with a 72-point score. And tonight he takes on the Little Warrior. Now, this is a little horse that also has an instinct. He'll circle back gently around to the right. Let's see what he does here tonight. It's time to ride. Oh, no! Well, ladies and gentlemen, he circled back to the right, but there was no cowboy on his back, unfortunately. Hey, folks, your round of applause will only be his just reward here tonight. Let's ease that pain and put a little oxygen back deep down in his lungs. Well, New South Wales take a 0 score with Brock Harris. Well, he hesitated and slammed him out through the front end, the windscreen on that occasion, and it was a no score for Brock Harris. Well, what this does, it opens up an opportunity for Queensland. As you're already aware, an 8-second ride for the Queensland contestant will see 2 points added to their tally. And from this position, they need it badly. We're going to go with one of two brothers. This time, spent 2 years in the United States of America. Sam Knight, married midway through 2015, works on a family property. Corryong Kid. Well, Sam hasn't enjoyed the best of shows so far, and he'd certainly like to turn things around. He was a 68-point score last night in the competition. Rode the horse called Miss Kingsway. From this event, we go with the second section of steer wrestling, and then we'll wrap it up here tonight with the limbering bull riding competition. Well, final of our Queensland riders, 2 points to be taken for an 8-second siren sound. Remember that strong start? That 8-second ride's got to be done here properly. Man, oh man, he has been launched into airboard. Ladies and gentlemen, the livestock here from the Gary McPhee Rodeo Company. They're all the way from Benalla in Victoria, and we recognise the work of Gary McPhee and his lovely wife Anna and their complete team. of professionals that breed these horses for the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Well, that's unfortunate, but 2-0 scores in the final matchup of saddle bronc riding competition. But what is recognised, there are 3 zeros up there for the Queensland saddle bronc riding competitors. They did not get to qualify on one of the Gary McPhee rodeo contestant horses. Hey, let's now look to the scoreboard. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Queensland 9, New South Wales 12. Well, let's come down to the next round of the steer wrestling competition. Round number 2. Let's look. New South Wales represented by Heath Nichols, livestock agent from Scone in the Hunter Valley, works with McCallum Inglis. 2015 Australian all-round champion. He takes on the young 20-year-old champion from Charters Towers, Riley Gibb. Riley won the first heat of this individual competition. The fencing contractor from Charters Towers. Watch the lights, the anticipation, we're off and running. Riley's down, as is he, they shape up, come on, and it is, I'll check. 2 points to Queensland, they tell me, ladies and gentlemen, 2 points on the stopwatches. Goes to Queensland, 1 to New South Wales. Well, we'll check it all, but it's on the stopwatches. Well, we'll get set to go with our next competitors in the matchup here tonight. Contestants we'll look for on our next occasion and next matchup here in the series will be between the cowboy from Walgett in Western New South Wales, Glenn Chafe, 2012 steer wrestling champion, takes on the boy from right up at Dimbula, Joel Hilditch. Well, the competitors, once again, swap horses, get ready to take on that run of steer wrestling. Man, the bulls are moving into the bucking chutes too. Plenty of action down. Let's get set to go. New South Wales, Glenn Chafe from Walgett. Spent 2 years in the USA, came back to Australia, 2012, to gain the national championship. Now Joel Hilditch, a little out of shape, is a little out of luck. But it's New South Wales. Come on, Sydney. Yeah. Well, that's a valuable 2 points. Well, it's unfortunate for the Queensland boys. They were a little late out of that Tyven box. And, of course, they will pay the penalty. A little late, of course, that does cost you 2 points. You need to ride the Australian quarter horses with their speed, acceleration, the versatility, all on show here tonight.
You got a good eye. You know I have.
Well, as we get set to go with our next contestants in the competition, ladies and gentlemen, the third and final matchup of steer wrestling, we're going to turn our attention down to the Australian champion of 2015, Blake Hallam. Now, Blake is a master farrier. He works in the equine industry around Tamworth and surrounding districts, and he will take on the 2012-13 Queensland State Champion from Caboolture, Lockie O'Neill. Okay, both competitors are out. They get down to catch that steer. Lockie into the ground, shapes up. It looks like it's going to be 2 points to Queensland. Now, Tamworth contestant Blake Hallam still yet to qualify. Sydney, you're going to need to get behind him, and he does it. 1 point for the boy from the country music capital, Blake Hallam. Well, hey, only 3 points separating. You know, folks, it's been a pretty wet, cold day at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. It's a second last night at the Spotless Arena. But one thing for sure and for certain, everybody here tonight that's braved the weather, they've put up with the kids whinging, crying, wet, cold for the rodeo competition, because tonight we've got Queensland 13, New South Wales 16, and bull riding yet to go. Well, let's welcome into the arena the next two men that'll be significant in this sport. They're the livestock protection clowns, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome back in Warren Norton and his good friend, of course, Brodie Moss. Well, as we get set to go bull riding, I can see him getting warm. Another close match tonight, Warren.
Oh, it's always tight between the blue and maroons there, Glenn, and I'm sure it's going to be exciting for the crowd.
Not one score in the bull riding last night. You guys had plenty of work, a little bit of defence on your part.
Yeah, mate, yeah, the bulls are too good for the boys last night. You know, these bulls are athletes, and they certainly work at what they do.
Well, we're not going to hold you up any longer because the Cowboys are ready. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for bull riding? Now listen, honestly, we're the smallest crowd, due mainly to the fact it's not Easter weekend any longer. But what I would like you all to do is have a little fun and get rowdy. Folks, we'll ask you one more time, and I want you to go right down deep into your lungs. Are you ready for bull riding? Oh, that's a little better. I can feel the anticipation in everyone in the stands. We're going to start with the number one bull rider in the New South Wales team. He's affectionately known as Freddie, Chris Lowe. 2013, the Australian professional PBR bull riding champion. He won the round 2 nights ago with 88 points. No score last night in our division, round number 4. Tonight, he's on a bull called Just for Fun. Now remember, a qualified ride, we'll see the judges here tonight put pen to paper. 8 seconds, his free hand must not come in contact with the bull or any part of his equipment. First and foremost, you can see this bull is a little intimidating. It's laying about 1,000 kilos of bovine Brahman bull on his leg in the chute. Now his ankle and foot is, as I can see on the big screen, is literally pinned in on this bull. Now his team members are pushing, they're trying to ease the bull down. I think he's going to take his hand out until we can get him standing a little better. Now he'll be given another opportunity to get this bull's attention. Of course, it's important that the contestant gets a good even start. Just like the riders, these bulls have a tendency to learn every trick in the book. If they, for some reason, can gain some advantage by let's say putting him off his game a little in that bucking chute, they will do everything in their powers. Now, once again, he'll warm that tail of that bull riding rope. He'll warm it up, get his thin leather glove in the handhold. One of his teammates will just take the pressure on that bull riding rope. Let's see how Chris goes this time. He'll wrap that hand, tie that rope in and around behind his wrist. You watch him clench his fist when he gets it through that 4th and 5th finger. He'll move up. This kid can ride, folks. Freddie Lowe from New South Wales. Oh, yeah. Like his style. Shapes him up. Oh, no. Launched out of there. Brodie Moss. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, Sydney. What entertainment here on the second night of our Sydney Royal Easter Show. It's finals time in bull riding. Well, watch the replay. Now watch Brodie Moss. He jumps between the bull and the fallen cowboy. Just gave him moments to distract him. And of course, that'll be a no score for our New South Wales rider. You get to watch it one more time, courtesy of the spotless big screen. There's Brodie Moss. Decoys that bull. Come here and get out of there. Well. Good work from the protection clowns. As we said in the opening, those guys do everything in their powers when it comes to the protection of our riders.
Was that the first one? Yeah, no, Queensland did get it. Sorry. That would have been Jake was like trying to work out who got it.
Well, we just got to take this little bull out of the arena, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can understand, it's an injury accident issue. We don't want to leave any more bulls in that arena than we really need to. So what we'll do, we'll try and coax him back down to the unsaddling enclosure. Of course, where these bulls actually live here on the showground, it has got lush green hay. And boy, they have got a great lifestyle. They live life to the fullest. They work when you work out that they buck for 8 seconds, probably 6, 7 times a year, that's about a minute's worth of serious work an entire year. I'd love a job like that, and when I'm fed to the fullest. Okay, we'll get him back, and let's get set to go with the next of our Queensland riders. Well, here we go. We've got a photo finish coming up because look who is next. Queensland's Braden Welby, 19 years of age, has a great opportunity if he can weather the storm and ride for the 8 seconds. Regardless of the judge's opinion, a qualified ride will see 2 points to his team, and that's what this is all about. It's team points, team competition. Braden Welby, earlier this week, he won 2 rounds of the bull riding competition. He was 81 and 80 points back-to-back nights of the competition. He is also a second-generation cowboy. His dad, Brian, his mum, Lorraine, rodeoed successfully on the National Rodeo Tour out of Townsville, and now this young man represents their state. Competes in bull riding, bareback and saddle bronc riding. Only this year at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, his favourite event, bull riding competition. 19 years of age. Already has represented Australia at the National Youth World Series in the United States of America. He wore the green and gold colours on that occasion. Now he gets an opportunity for the state of Queensland. Once again, trying to get that leg down either side. He'll move his body weight, shift it out over the point of balance. When he nods his head, our crew gate chute openers will fly that gate open, and the time starts once that bull crosses that imaginary chute gate line. 8 seconds can seem like an eternity. We're getting very close to the moments here. Braden Welby, Townsville, North Queensland. Just keep your eyes glued to that chute because soon as he is ready, gates will crack back. Braden Welby, knowing at this point of time there's a little added pressure here tonight, looking to get that 8 second siren. And his team captain, Chris Williams, all the Queensland boys know how important tonight is with an 8 second qualified ride. Queensland over the years have been very, very dominant in the bull riding competitions, and they've already proven that this week. Had some high scores, great rides. We're still yet to see Bud Williamson and Jack MacArthur from the Queensland state team. Okay, it's time to ride Braden Welby, Queenslander. Well, he starts up good. Oh, no. Well, man, he's come down victim short. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll just check and get evaluation on his body. Hey, folks, he lives to weather the storm. Hey, Sydney, I think he deserves a big, warm welcome to the Spotless Arena. Watch the dismount. The bull's hind feet step either side of his chest and upper body. Man. And once again, it was Braden Welby, of course, falls victim to the Gary McPhee livestock, and the bull he was on that occasion was Mr. Too Good. Well, really, the bulls here at this year's Sydney Royal Easter Show have been exceptional. Well, once again, this little bull not too happy with the situation that's unfolded. He's doing his little victory lap, as you can understand. He figures he did everything humanly possible, got that contestant bucked off. Now he'll take his time for his victory lap of salute, proving how good he really is. Now, when I'm ready, I'll leave the arena. What a great job. Well, let's get set to go with our next of our New South Wales riders. Now, we had 2 injuries in the bull riding competition over the last 2 nights for New South Wales. There has been 2 substitutes brought forward. This time from Kyogle in northern New South Wales, this is Sam Champ. 21 years of age. His biggest win in the 2015 rodeo season was last Easter. Out at the Roma rodeo competition, he posted a score of 85 points and $3,500 in first prize money. Well, it's the new breed of bull riders that we see here this weekend. A lot of the young guys, barely 20 years of age. And, of course, it is a sport that you really need to start at a young age while your body's sound and fit. Sam Champ takes that rope in and around behind his wrist. Takes it across. He'll clench that fist nice and tight. Well, he'll clench that fist down. Let's see what the cowboy from Kyogle, New South Wales, gets done here in this round. Toro Tricks, a big reputation from the famous Gary McPhee rodeo stock, and it's born to buck and born to be wild for New South Wales. Man! Well, ladies and gentlemen, his body bent up like a pair of scissors. Let's put our hands together for him. Still up on his feet after a dismount such as that. Watch this on the big screen. Man, how he has once again got back to his feet. Ladies and gentlemen, we knew bull riding would be tough here this weekend. Didn't at any point of time believe we'd see that many buck-offs as we have in this round. Well, attention moves down to our next competitor. Born and raised in Ayr, far north Queensland, this is Bud Williamson. Well, for the last 3 years, Bud has lived in the United States of America. He bought a little house and a property in a little town called Stevensville, Texas. Has competed on the World Professional Bull Riding Tour. Last season, he sustained a serious shoulder injury, came back to Australia for the reconstruction. He's back now, starting once again the 2016 season before he heads back to the USA. Bud Williamson, he was a former North Queensland bull riding champion. And the bull that he takes on tonight for State Queensland is Stumpy. Well, he's going to need to use all of his experience here in the competition. Queensland's still hanging on by the barest of margins, but they need to make a move. They need an 8-second qualified ride. Well, there's no doubt that Bud Williamson is their most experienced state bull rider. He stands about 6 foot tall, but he's got great upper body. He really keeps that shoulder nice and square. He'll keep his free arm and shoulder in front of his chin, and he'll try and counteract every move that bull makes with his front end. Let's wish him well. Bud Williamson from Stevensville, Texas, back here in Australia. But it was once again too much rumble in the jungle. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for these kids? Come on, Bud Williamson from Ayr, North Queensland, back riding for his state. Well, as we come down to the final of our New South Wales riders, here we go with a young man that's name is familiar with the sport of Australian rodeo, Jackson Gill. Comes from the 7th generation of the Gill brothers. The Gill family name synonymous with Australian rodeo competition. Jackson Gill, born and raised in Horton Valley in northern New South Wales, 21 years of age. He was a 2012 Australian Professional Junior Bull Riding Champion. His biggest win last season, well, it was on New Year's Eve, 2015, 2016 at Rockhampton. 85 points, nearly $5,000 in prize money. And the bull that he'll take on tonight, Jackson Gill, is Little Joe the Rambler. Well, Jackson Gill has an alternate here this weekend from the Horton Valley of New South Wales. And the bull that he takes it on, let's see what he can do in the round of the competition. Gets him a little flat on his pockets. Well, that's disappointing for the New South Wales bull riding team. They've been bucked off all 3 efforts here tonight. Fighting to get one for the 8-second siren. No luck in our competition. Well, the Gary McPhee bulls haven't they delivered some hard hits this week. These bulls are bred in their property in Benalla in Victoria, specifically for the sport of rodeo and bull riding competitions. That bull just faded out. Jackson was just a little flat on his pockets, got a little behind that bull in that first round. And once you sit flat, of course, the centrifugal force will bring them down each and every time. Well, we've got one more bull rider yet to go for the Queensland State team here on round number 5 of our competition. Well, as we get set to go with our final contestant here in the competition, the State of Origin Series round number 5. From Cooya, Queensland, the 2015 NRA Bull Riding Champion of Southeast Queensland is Jack MacArthur. Well, Jack won the first round of our series with a score of 75 points. He was first in the third round with another 81-point score. He's one of 2 brothers, ridden here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. His dad, Hank MacArthur, rodeoed here through the 80s and 90s. Well, the MacArthur name still synonymous with our sport of rodeo competition, and he takes on the bull for State Queensland called Broken Promise. Well, it'd be a nice note to end with a high score for the Queensland team in this competition. Narrow it right up. 8 seconds is required, and it's really going to be man against beast in the toughest sport in the world. There may be some as tough, but there's none rougher than the sport of bull riding. In no other competition you see a 10-to-1 ratio, and it's bull riding. Well, the Queensland State Champion. Hey, this kid can ride, ladies and gentlemen. Man, what an effort. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sydney, you've seen one of Australia's best in action here tonight, Jack MacArthur, on the famous Gary McPhee bucking bull called the Broken Promises. Well, once again, we'll get Broken Promises' attention. We'll bring him back down to this hay barn, of course, situated under the Spotless Arena here at the Sydney Royal Stand. Well, he may be not that keen to look where he's got to go, unfortunately. Looked like he was settled, but we've got another one yet to go in the competition. We've got to get him back out of here and just get his bearings a little better. Here we go this time. He's seen the gate. He has seen the opportunity. Let's hope that we can take him and his good friend outside the Spotless Arena. We've got a lot more to do here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that will draw down and wind down our competition here tonight. Round number 5 of the 2016 Interstate Teams Rodeo competition between the 2 arch rivals. And it gives me great pleasure tonight, here under a wet and slippery, dangerous conditions. It is the scoreboard that tells the story. Queensland finished with 13 points. But the might and power, the boys from country and regional areas of our state came to the city to prove beyond any doubt they are the toughest and roughest in the sport of rodeo competition. Let's hear it for the New South Wales Blues on 16 points. Led out by their inspirational champion, saddle bronc rider Robert Bandy. What an outstanding effort. Robert Bandy, he was the man that turned the corner when Queensland were in front. Robert Bandy made that amazing ride, and certainly 86 points for State New South Wales really gave the Blues the motivation to carry on and finish the series here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely hope you've enjoyed rodeo competition. In round number 5, we've got one more evening. Tomorrow night at 6:30, we'll wrap up our entire Sydney Royal Easter Show rodeo events. Till then, take care, enjoy tonight's program, and of course, we'll have a few words here on the spotless big screen from our sponsors. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow night.